Sub-Saharan Africa, South Asia, and the Byzantine Empire.
Throughout visiting these 4 regions, we will have a few interviews with some very special guests.
Now to the Byzantine Empire with Constantine Shelby.
Thank you, Mojda. Hello and greetings from the Byzantine Empire.
Justinian's law code was a law code created by the Byzantine Emperor Justinian. This law code was later used as a basis for Roman law.
Also, the Byzantine Empire sent missionaries to convert the people of Kievan Rus to Orthodox Christianity. Kievan Rus became increasingly linked to the empire politically and culturally.
Eastern Orthodox Christianity was a belief centered in the Byzantine Empire. It was spread to Russia through Russian merchants.
Eastern Christianity used the Cyril system to help increase the growth of religion. The Cyril system was most famous and successful missionary helped to spread not only the word of God, but also literacy. The alphabet adopted by Russians and people who spoke many of the Slavic languages.
Now to Sub-Saharan Africa. But first...
Salt, but don't trust anyone when it comes to buying salt, because salt looks a lot like sugar. One must always have a unique character like salt. Its presence is not felt, but its absence sure makes things tasteless. Also, a little pinch can make a huge difference when cooking. To redeem this offer, follow the Trans-Saharan trade route till you see us at our caravanserai. Walking is not recommended. Buy some salt today.
Hello and welcome to Africa. The main items that were traded was salt, gold, and ivory. They were exchanged through the trade routes.
Sudanic states were a group of powerful states, aka Ghana, Mali, and Songhai, with uncentralized government where African control. Mansa Musa was the African king of Mali. Speaking of Mansa Musa, here he is with us right now.
I am here right now with the one and only African king of Mali, Mansa Musa.
Oh my God, I love you!
Oh my gosh, thank you. I love you too.
Oh, Mansa Musa, thank you for clearing some time for your very busy schedule to be with us today. We were wondering, what was your most famous act as the king?
Well, I made a pilgrimage to Mecca, and I brought back many camels that carried much gold and salt, and as well as lavish gifts. I gave these gifts to the blind men on the way to Mecca. Anyway, when I came back to Mali, I brought a bunch of talented scholars for the people of my country.
That's very generous of you. Thank you for your time.
No problem, bye. I was gonna shave this anyway.
Welcome back to the Americas. Here, llamas are considered beasts of burden and are the main source of transportation for the Incas, which allow them to better utilize the extensive road system and carry on longer distance trade, leading to cultural diffusion.
The Incas also used sheep for textiles. The decline of the Mayans were theories of overfarming, disease, wars, and natural disasters, although the reason for decline is still unknown for sure. A change in their region is intensity of their warfare, and a continuity is the importance of cultural and religious rituals. Now let's take a trip over to South Asia.
Up next, we have Chris and Bella in South Asia.
Thanks, Shelby. Hello, we are currently in South Asia.
Today we will be discussing the caste system, religion, and trade. Hinduism was a dominant religion in India that has been integrated in tradition and has had an importance in tradition and has had an importance of the way of life. Reincarnation, for example.
Buddhism was a secondary religion that influenced India through cultural diffusion and focused on finding a way to enlightenment through the Eightfold Path.
The caste system was a system that separated people by social classes and occupations. It organized people in India. It later became hereditary, meaning that they were born into a class. At the top, we have the Brahmins, or the priests. Kashaya, who were warriors and kings, followed. Then the Vashaya, merchants and landowners. Sudra, commoners, and peasants at the very bottom, separated from the caste, was the untouchables, which were the outcasts of the caste. They were cleaners and street sweepers.
Trade was important because it allowed ideas to spread through cultural diffusion and introduced new resources. Now to Majda and Rikki, live in the Americas.
Thanks, guys. Hello, and this is Bmcrs News, live in the Americas.
Human sacrifice was used in this region to act as an offering to please their gods to receive blessings.
Tenochtitlan was the capital and center of the Aztec Empire. It was the largest city in the Western Hemisphere, but also one of the largest cities in the world.
The Incan and Mayan civilization used terrace farming due to their terrain. The Mayans used the slash and burn techniques, while the Aztecs used the chinampas.
Ashoka was the ruler of South Asia, and after a particular battle, he sought after a refuge from his guild.
He found a Buddhist monk and converted to Buddhism. After that, he set up rock edicts all over his empire.
The Delhi Sultanate was a Muslim kingdom of Turkish origin, which was ruled by sultans located in the Indian subcontinent.
The increasing influence of Islam was a change in this region, while the caste system was a continuity.
Convert, but not force. Many continued to practice their nature religion.
Timbuktu was a huge trade city and an education center.
A change in this region was the new centers of power.
A continuity was the importance of trade throughout the region.
Now back to the Byzantine Empire, we have Chris and Majda.
Thanks, Bella. Constantinople was originally named Byzantium. It was renamed after the Roman Emperor Constantine.
The Hagia Sophia was one of the greatest examples of Christian architecture. It was designed by Justinian, and it would later influence Russia.
Education was promoted in the sense if they had a school system that offered primary education and basic literacy was also important. One of the changes of the region was the movement of the capital of Constantinople.
One of the continuities was the Christian religion.
Now you all know him. This is an emperor of the Byzantine Empire and has the capital named after him. You guessed it, folks. It's Emperor Constantine. Woo, applause!
Hello everyone, I'm here with Constantine right now.
That's Emperor Constantine.
Right. So, Emperor Constantine, we were wondering if you could answer a few questions for us.
Go on.
Alright, what are some of your biggest accomplishments?
Well, there's so many that I don't even know where to start. I legalized Christianity, and I moved the capital and named it after myself, Constantinople.
So, any other accomplishments?
The city was a huge accomplishment because it's a huge trade city. Its geographical placement was perfect for trading with many regions.
That sounds very exciting for your empire. Thank you for your time and for being with us today. It was my pleasure.
Thank you.
I'm back and welcome to my kitchen. Are you hungry? Because champa rice is super fast ripening, and if you're hungry, you can eat 2,000 of something. Like, when does that ever happen? How can you eat 2,000 of something? Well, now you can. Plus, cooking it is super easy. All you need to do is put some water, pour in your champa rice, and bada bing, bada boom, you have a full meal. Champa rice. Get some today.
It's nice to see you, and I just want to say I love the whole beer thing you got going on.
Thank you, but can we cut to the chase? I would like to go expand my empire, and I've been growing this old thing for a while now.
Yes, of course. So my first question, what is the reputation that you have?
I'm definitely seen as a terrifying warrior. I earned this reputation during this campaign, where if anyone resisted, I brutally killed them in retribution.
Wow, I guess the best way to get people to respect you is to scare them. What are some of the conquering techniques you use to make Mongol conquest so efficient?
Warriors operated as a unit. Groups of 10 warriors organized into larger groups, up to 10 groups of 1,000 warriors, each called tumens. In addition, the cavalry units are divided into heavy and light cavalry. Heavy cavalry wore more armor and carry more weapons than the light cavalry. Both are highly disciplined, though.
Wow, okay. For my last question, how does the Mongols protecting the Silk Road affect the trade?
We make it safe for trade and help cultural diffusion with the establishment of a new trade channels between Asia, the Middle East, and Africa and Europe.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Emperor Khan.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
As we compare Byzantine and South Asia, they are the same in the sense that they both spread by emperors, and their names were Constantine and Ahsoka. Byzantine was Eastern Orthodox, while South Asia was Islamic.
In comparison, Sub-Saharan Africa and ancient Mesoamerica both depended on the importance of routes. For Africa, it was the Trans-Saharan trade routes, and in the Americas, it was the road systems. They both built religions, architecture, and camels in Sub-Saharan Africa were used for long-distance trade with a few stops, and the llamas allowed the Incas to utilize the extensive road systems.
This is a map review of where we traveled. We went to the Americas, to Sub-Saharan Africa, to the Byzantine Empire, and finally South Asia.
There go Genghis. Oh, where you go? Oh, there she go. Oh, look at Genghis. Shalubi. Shalubi. Shalubi.
Wait, is this it? Is this it?
Is this it?
Is this it?
Chris, go right.
Welcome back. Zimbabwe is a trade city on the plateau south of the Zambezi River.
Islam converts were encouraged to practice
Somali, I'm very hungry. I would like some turkey.
They were exchanged through the trade routes.
Now let's take a trip over to South Africa. Thanks, Bella. Constantinople was originally named Byzantium, and it was renamed after the Roman Emperor Constantine.
Somali, Mansa Somali, Mansa Somali.